5 immersive worlds, 1 amazing theme park. Get ready to explore the all-new Universal Epic Universe, featuring the wizarding world of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, Super Nintendo World, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and Dark Universe. Epic Universe opens May 22nd at Universal Orlando Resort. Our universe will never be the same. Tickets and packages on sale now at universalorlando.com.
Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
Hello. We are recording virtually today for a brand new episode. Don't blame me because I am still in Arkansas.
And she's looking glamorous, regal, and she's looking like she's take her home to meet the parents, have her speak on a panel, put her behind a podium. Like, you are giving like professional expert in your field. Gorge.
Thank you.
It's gorge.
I appreciate that.
I love it. I love the necklace. I love the dress. It's your dress, right?
It's a two-piece. It's a skirt top combo, but it does look like a dress.
I've seen you wear it like full body,
yes.
and that's why I love a two-piece set like that. So check it out on the Patreon. You can see how gorgeous she's looking.
Well, I appreciate that, Megan.
Well, welcome to Don't Blame Me, a podcast where we give you wonderful, amazing, life-changing advice. Like we said, you can watch the video version of this podcast over on Patreon. We also do live streams there twice a month. But all you need to know for this podcast is sit down, buckle up, and get ready to have your life changed. Maybe we're giving you advice. Maybe by proxy of us giving someone else advice, you're like, that totally reframed everything for me. And we're quite good at this.
We are. We've been in it for a minute. I didn't mean to rhyme, but I did it.
We have been in it for a minute. We've been in it for a while. So, and also shout out to everybody when people post those things on TikTok of being like, looking for a new podcast, like, what's your favorite podcast? Shout out to everybody who tags us. We love that. Mm-hmm. And the people, I recently was going through our DMs and I saw Melissa's much better at responding to our DMs than me. And I saw one of the ones of someone who had said they had like banked a bunch of episodes for like a cross country. I don't know if it was just a road trip or if it was a move or like something like across the country and or the state, depending on how big, whatever state they're in. It was a long time. It was like 10 hours.
They were driving a while. Yeah.
They were driving a long time. That's all I'm trying to say. And they had like stopped listening for a while to like bank these episodes. And they were like, I timed it perfectly. Thank you so much for being the soundtrack for this. I've been listening forever. And I was like, oh my God, that's so like, that's so nice to be considered in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I think I responded. Thank you for bringing us along for the drive.
Yeah. I love a road trip.
Me too.
Okay. So anyways, this is my podcast, again, where we give you guys advice. So if you'd like to call in, you can leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976. International listeners, you can send us a audio message at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. You can also send us a DM. You can just write it in the email. We also have a form that you can fill out that is linked in our bios for all of our socials, as well as like podcast show notes and everything like that. And for the audio recording versions, keep it under 3 minutes. For the written versions, keep it under 300 words. And for all of the above, you have to be 18 or over. that point blank. We don't care about your parents' permission at this point. But you also have to tell us how old you are. Not for us to just confirm that you are over 18, but so we can understand where you are at, like life stage wise. It's an important detail, and we need the important details so we can give you the best advice. Because if you leave out something like imperative that would change our opinions or whatever, like we're not going to give you the advice that's best suited for you. And we want to. Like, we're earnestly trying to give you good advice.
Great advice. Terrific advice.
Yeah. So if it's about like how long you've been dating someone, got to include that. Like, include those important things. And just view this as we are unbiased third parties with an asterisk that, like, we want to be on your side. Like, we do want to be on your side. So give us the information. So, because what if you don't give us all the information, then we're accidentally not on your side, and we could have been on your side the whole time.
Right.
And then tell us if you're sensitive, because we are going to be honest.
We will be very honest. We will still be honest if you're sensitive, but we will choose our words differently. We'll be a little more careful.
Totally. Like, I have to get better at like not calling people bitch positively if I don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the woman checking me in at my urgent care appointment for my UTI. Because I was like,
bitch?
No, I said, bitch, your nails are so fucking cute. And she was like, and then I was like, oh my God. And then she was like, oh my God, girl, thank you. So I was like, okay. But the issue of like referring to that as being like, love it, so cute, positive, they were like stunning, stopped me in my tracks.
Okay. Well, all right. Shall we get into the first? The first one's very silly.
I love a silly.
Hi, Eminem. So kind of a not serious one. So I have some vinyl records, and something people don't know about physical media is that they're technically the demos of music. Like, once it's out, compared to digital music where the artist can go back and edit some stuff. For example, Beyonce during Renaissance. In Heat It, she used a word that was offensive on Heat It, so she changed it to blast it on that ass, blast it on that ass. Fan me quick while I mute my glass. And on Energy, how you can hear I won't say it in the exact time because this person likes to sue. La, 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 la. At first, but then Beyonce took it out after Khalees was upset about the sample. So those original lyrics and sounds were on the physical copies, but since time has passed, the changes were made. Now I have 2 vinyls that I've noticed didn't have vocals and even songs. The 2 I have and want to talk about is Eternal Sunshine by Ariana and Cowboy Carter by Beyonce. So for Cowboy Carter, it's missing 5 songs. The transition from Levi Jeans to Desert Eagle is crazy. Eternal Sunshine, there's vocals that are missing. And it actually takes a long ass time to make physical copies, so I can't really edit them. My question is, should I get rid of the vinyls and get the updated vinyls of Cowboy Carter and Eternal Sunshine? Like, I want to keep them because of how it sounds. Like Tyrant even sounds different, but also amazing on vinyl. But then again, I want to hear Yaya and the new deluxe songs on Eternal Sunshine. I really don't know what to do with the old vinyls if I'm just going to play the new ones, if that makes sense. You keep them. They are collector's items.
I was going to say, my first question is, are they errors or are they like, because with Ariana's, it sounds like you just don't have the exclusive.
Yes.
I mean, the deluxe.
The deluxe one.
And then for Beyonce, is it one of the ones that she sold that is just like a collection of shorter songs? But if it is like a full-blown error, you should sell them because they'll be so much more money.
It's not an error, but they just didn't put the full, in the initial release, they didn't put all the songs on it.
Yeah, a lot of artists just do like collections within the album released with different like graphics and different stuff.
They had printed it before the digital album was finalized. And so if you ordered one of the first ones, like in the first pre-ordered it, then you got the before it was finalized album. So, she makes thousands of songs upon thousands. And so she made a final copy of what the media actually was.
Okay. So then I'm going to say, if you like look at the visuals of like, what does a physical album, the physical vinyl look like? Because sometimes like those things kind of change. And I think if you're going to sell one immediately without like sitting on value of it for like a decade, sell the Ariana one, because if that's one still being sold,
Yeah.
Beyonce, keep that for years and it will be worth
Forever.
so much money.
Yes.
Yeah, if you like, but I'm saying if you get in a financial hard space when you're like 65, like retirement plan.
Yeah, because they're like you said in the written version, like the songs sound different, and even like she let out CDs, and the CDs have different titles than what the songs finally ended up being. Like if you put the CD in something and it comes across the screen, then the titles are different than what they ended up being. Like you need to keep all of that.
The cost of these things are so exorbitant and they just keep getting more and more and more, like worth more and more and more. And I'm a big believer in like, if something you have retains value, but you also have a sentimental feeling towards it, you keep that thing until the value overrides the sentimental, like till the monetary value of it and like what that would do for your life and like what you need overrides like the sentimental keeping of this thing. But you will always in general regret selling something like that too early and too soon. Like I had a econ teacher in high school who talked about how he sold Apple stocks like about 5 years after he got them, and like he talked about it every year, almost every day, like that kind of shit.
He was like, I didn't have to be here.
No, he's like, I didn't have to be with you motherfuckers. Like, and he was like, let this be. And he goes, that's why I'm an econ teacher at a high school, not in college, because I was a fucking idiot. So like in general, I think like you hold on, you hold on, you keep, you hold on, you keep, and you enjoy. But I don't think that means that like you don't have to, I don't think you have to like run out and go buy another vinyl version unless there's one specifically, like, I mean, like colorway wise and all that stuff that you're like, oh, I love this one. Because I think you can listen to the digital versions until there is a vinyl version that you like love, or, you know, free shipping, something where it doesn't make, like, you don't have to run out and go spend that money immediately.
Yeah. I think specifically for Cowboy Carters, the transitions are different because it's just different and the sound on vinyl is different. But Eternal Sunshine just seems like it's just
more songs,
the deluxe. Yeah,
I'm sure that's like lovely to hear, but I think you could sell your original and get the other one if that makes a big difference.
Also with the final ones, because they're not as rare, if you wait a little bit, they won't cost as much money.
Yeah, good point.
The ones that you have will go up in value, the other ones will not. Because they're still printing them. I know that Cowboy Carter is still being sold on her website. So like it's still very much available. And Eternal Sunshine is newer. So like it's very much available.
And if you don't like the colorways that are out right now, don't get them. Because like artists will, like, you know, for anniversaries of things or whatever, like they will release exclusive drops or anything like that. So, but I love this. This makes me want to get more vinyls. Yeah,
I bought about 10 of them years ago. Haven't bought any more.
We all did that.
Yep.
Do you know what I bought? So, because I bought Mont's one, a record player, a couple like years ago when we were dating we're still dating for like a Christmas or whatever. And I got him like a bunch of different albums that are like, you know, good albums, like ones that like we had gone to see in concert together and all that stuff. And then I also got him, of course, Justin Bieber's, I think I got him Believe on vinyl. Fire.
My dad has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of vinyls from like the 80s and 70s. And so my plan is to start taking one or two of them at a time. So that was always my initial plan, but I didn't do it. But now he has gotten more into, I put Apple Music on his phone. And he was like, oh, I can just listen to whatever I want whenever. Yes. And
planting the seeds.
Yes. And he doesn't care. Like, he doesn't care about his albums anymore because he thought that he couldn't listen to them any other way. I was going to say,
it was not like a preference. It was just, that's what you had. And that was the option.
And if I would have known that, I would have done this a lot sooner. So now I'm just going to start because he has like really, really good ones that you can only find on vinyl or like digital now. But like, they're very rare because he worked when he was in high school and college. He worked at a record store. And so he would just get records.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my dad had a pretty big collection of them too. I will say though, I'm sure most of that, because that's like how we listen to music. And then I remember however old I was when they got this like the CD player that has like the multiple discs in it. And so like it rotates between all those. I will say though, some of those are classics, but the way that those songs, I just go, nope, I've been transported to a place I do not like. Turn this off. Like Mats will put on a song and I go, can't listen to this. Can't listen to this.
Okay.
It's just like, and I did double check. I got him the Purpose album from Justin Bieber. It's a great fucking album. It's got Sorry. Is it too late to say sorry? What do you mean? Well, I love this. Everyone, I would go on, if you listen on Spotify, go comment on this episode what your favorite album to listen to on vinyl is. So for building our collections, I would love to know.
All right, we're going to take a break. And when we get back, we'll get into some more.
Support for today's episode comes from OneSkin. We've talked about OneSkin before. Did you know your body starts accumulating senescent cells as early as your 20s? Also called, what are they called, Melissa?
Zombie cells.
These cells stop producing collagen and hyaluronic acid like they used to, and they start secreting an inflammatory substance that makes neighboring cells dysfunctional too. There is an answer for these zombie cells, though, and it comes from our friends at OneSkin.
Founded by an all-woman team of scientists, OneSkin is the first and only skin longevity company to target cellular senescence, a key hallmark of aging, with their proprietary OS1 peptide. OS1 is scientifically proven to decrease lines and wrinkles, boost hydration, and help with the thinning skin that often comes with age. Don't just take our word for it, though. They've got over 4,000 five-star reviews for their full line of face, body, sun, and travel-sized products.
But if you want to take our word for it, know that we love them. We are using them constantly. The OS1, like the way it goes on, so easy, so simple. You notice a huge difference with them, and your skin looks great.
Yeah, I have become a fan of the Rich Eye Cream because it's like thick, but it's lightweight, and I can just easily use it as part of my routine.
OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. Get started with 15% off using code BLAMEME at oneskin.co.
That's 15% off oneskin.co with code BLAMEME. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you.
Thank you to today's sponsor, HelloFresh. Fresh air, sunshine, and good food. That is what spring is all about.
That's my favorite thing about spring. All three of those.
HelloFresh makes it easier to fit quick, home-cooked meals into your schedule every week by curating delicious recipes like pasta primavera, chicken Dijon, and pecan-crusted trout, as well as over 100 seasonal snacks, sides, and treats.
Every HelloFresh meal uses high-quality ingredients, including seasonal, fresh produce, and proteins that travel from the farm to your doorstep. Flexible deliveries that you can pause or skip when you need.
I have to be honest with you. We've worked with HelloFresh before. I have gotten many
years.
No, truly, and I've gotten countless HelloFresh boxes. This might be the menu that I have been like the most excited for. Like I cannot wait. I am getting the Mushu pork lettuce wraps. Oh, hello, yes. And then I guess I'm in a porky mood. Pork chops with a zesty green onion salsa. Never had love that. These are things that like I would never think to cook myself, and also like I don't know, pre-portioned, so easy and so delicious. I cannot wait to try everything.
Yeah, I'm getting the cheesy smothered mushroom chicken, which mushrooms and chicken are two of my favorite things.
And I love them together.
I do too. I've been actually using a HelloFresh recipe in my rotation for years. I'm also getting the balsamic glazed steak, which I can't wait.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love steak, and I feel like steak is like one of the pillars of warmer weather.
It is. It's very springy.
It is. It is. Feel great with meals that fit your spring schedule and make the season even more delicious. Go to HelloFresh.com/BlameMe10FM now to get 10 free meals with a free item for life.
1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied at discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan.
You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
We are back. It is time for the next one. Hi, Eminem. I, 25 female, would like to have more pleasurable sex. I have been with my partner, 35 male, for 2 years, but the first 3 months was a situationship / friends with benefits messy thing where I was staying at his house and sleeping in his bed. I was in love with him and he didn't initially want a relationship. Before I arrived at his house from another continent, we talked every day for 6 months, including some sexting, and a week before I arrived, he hooked up with someone else after not having relationships or anything for 2 years. All that made me kind of insecure about the solidity of our relationship, even more as he is my first everything. We are in an open relationship, parentheses, which I am good with, and have only dated each other since I arrived at his house. And I know that this is a bad portrait of him, but I only have so many words. He is genuinely a great person and my best friend who was only aware of part of my feelings and tried to preserve them by telling me several times that he wasn't looking for anything serious and that we should stop. Obviously, I didn't want to stop, so I told him I was big enough to protect myself. But my biggest problem now is that I only feel desire sometimes and not a lot of it most of the time. That's my main unsatisfaction. And if I can't tell if it's because insecurity, mental health, anxiety, depression, queerness, or what, as I've only ever been with him, I would like to feel more desire and have more pleasurable sex. I just started therapy, but any other tips would be greatly appreciated. I'm a bit sensitive. Don't roast my choices too much. Okay, I hear you with that last bit, but like,
we gotta be honest.
Yeah, we're trying to help. Trying to help you, babe. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Like, you have feelings for this person that doesn't have feelings for you. You are in their bed, but no one else's bed, even though you're in an open relationship. You gotta run this roster up.
You're from another continent?
Yeah.
Like, I have a really big issue with like men who do this thing of being like, I don't want anything serious. Like, I'm like, and then they make you feel like you have taken the onus of being like, you know, he gave me the warning. Like, I can handle this. When in reality, an actually good guy would just be like, yeah, I'm not looking for anything serious. And then clearly can see that you are more like you are. And then they don't fuck with you.
Yeah. Please date other people. Let's, experience someone else. Let's do this safely, of course. But also, are we masturbating? Please don't think about him when you are. I just think you just don't have enough experience.
Yeah, and I would like to know when you say like I would like to feel more desire, like is your issue like not feeling desirable exactly from him, or are you like not super into the actual sex? Because I'm tell you right now, this whole thing is like from a different continent, situationship to this, friends with benefits. By the way, if you're not enjoying it, that is not a benefit. That is an obligation. And then all of this to be like, if you are not gaining pleasure from this, to me, that is so indicative of someone who like is not prioritizing you. If they're not prioritizing your emotional needs or your physical needs, like it's just like they're not hitting any of it, let alone the spots you need them to hit. So I think if it's that part, like this is more, I think this feels more along the lines of like, I want the idea. I really like the idea of this. And like, this is how I think it's supposed to be, because you are not able to compare it to anything else, but this is not it. And also I'm so confused about the open relationship part.
Because if you're in an open relationship, this is still a situationship. Like, what has changed? Nothing. You have feelings for him. He doesn't have feelings for you. You're just having sex with him. He's having sex with other people. I think this is purely a lack of more. We need more more people on this roster. I need you to explore yourself more. I need you to have a little bit more value on who you are as a partner.
Mm-hmm.
And what is I just don't understand what the point of this is. You're putting all your eggs in a basket that has a hole in it.
Perfectly said. Because like now that I'm looking back on this has been 2 years.
Yes.
So the first 3 months was a messy thing. And then now you're saying, but we are in an open relationship and have only dated each other since I arrived at his house. So before I arrived at his house, we talked all the time. So you moved continents for this man who the first 3 months were rocky. And then the 3 months after that were like seemingly okay. And then that was what confirmed that you should move to a different continent to be with him. But you're also still in an open relationship. But yeah, like I do also think that like I'm a big believer in like we have to be honest and forthcoming with our emotions. Like people are not mind readers, but none of this is giving me an indicator where you're like, part of this it's on me because he was only aware of some of my feelings and he was trying to preserve my feelings. Like if he was trying to preserve your feelings, yeah, he knew. And if he was trying to preserve your feelings, he would not have let you move across a continent. Like he would not like have someone's first relationship and first everything be like, yeah, move to a different continent and like, let's have an open relationship. Like that's not any, like this to me is like, you're putting a lot of the responsibility on yourself and none on him. And I think that like you are responsible for your own happiness, but like you are not responsible in like making yourself be happy in a situation that like ultimately is like not working. Like right now it feels like you are like lowering your standards and your expectations. And I think this is your body telling you like, get out.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like you can fake it to yourself mentally. We all can, like, you can play the part, but like your body will be like, no, this is not it. This is not right. And I listen to that part of it. And he might be like a great friend and all of that stuff, but
get some more friends too.
Yeah.
While we're running up the roster, I need you to get some more friends as well. Because a best friend wouldn't treat you like this.
Exactly. And you need to move. Like, I cannot stress how, like, to say that you understand that you're like, well, I don't want anything serious, blah, 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 and then you let someone move to a continent. Like, you don't do that. Like, that's a really fucked up thing to do. This feels like you are put in like a quite unstable, isolated place. And yeah, he's also way too old to be doing this.
So good luck. Let us know how it goes when you get some more friends. I need you to get on Bumble and get both Bumble BFF and Bumble as in dating, and add more people to the team on both sides. Because I think at the end of the day, you'll realize that he's not a good friend and he's not a good lover.
Clearly. And depending on where you are, we have people in our Patreon group from everywhere. So if you are looking to be like, hey, if you are somewhere where you're like, well, no one's from New Zealand. We know Kiwis.
We know too.
Mm-hmm. No one's from Sweden. We know. I think we're like
3, 4,
5 now. We're Australians, lost count. Like there are people in places and there are people with frequent flyer miles who love to travel. So we just know that like this is not gonna, this is not it. This is not it. And we'll send a recon team. Mm-hmm. We'll send a recon team from the UK to come get you and be like, no.
Yeah.
Okay. This stressed me out a little bit.
It stressed me out a lot. Yeah. I don't feel good in my stomach.
Me neither.
All right, next one. Hi, Meghan and Melisa. I'm 29 and I've been thinking about reaching out for a while. I'd really appreciate any advice you have on how to stop or cut back on drinking. I know you've both talked about quitting alcohol and it's really resonated with me. I've realized that I've often used alcohol as a way to cope, even when I'm with people I trust. One drink turns into 2 or more because I'm chasing that feeling that lets me relax and have fun. But the truth is, I don't want to drink anymore. I drank today and afterwards I felt gross. Not physically, but mentally. I always end up asking myself, why do I keep doing this? It never makes me feel better. The hard part is that I've got weddings coming up and also my coworkers love going out to happy hour. I'm already feeling the pressure, even though I know deep down I don't want to do it anymore. This is the first time I'm really saying this aloud. I rely on alcohol more than I'd like to admit, and I don't know how to move forward. If you have any tips on setting boundaries, handling social situations, or just starting to step away from alcohol, I'd be grateful.
I think this is like a very such a good thing for you to be aware of yourself. Like, this is something that takes a lot of people a lot of time, and it takes a while to put the dots together. Mm-hmm. So I know that it has taken you a while to put the dots together and like to accept that. So I think like the first thing that like the advice that I give people is it's okay to lie until you feel comfortable not lying. Like, it's okay to be like, oh, I'm on antibiotics, or like, oh, I have an early morning tomorrow. Like, it's very okay for you to like make an excuse for you to feel like that's a baby step. Like, I don't think you have to like right out the gate be like, hey, I don't think that I should be drinking. Also, because I think like a radical honesty in that sense and accountability, I don't think is necessarily something to talk about with your coworkers, because I don't know your relationship with your coworkers, all of that kind of stuff. Like, when you're like quitting alcohol, like that's a bit of a vulnerable state. And I think like having people who hold you accountable, people you talk to, but you have to be the one to hold yourself accountable. And sometimes just saying something that's like, I don't want to have to drop a bomb to then have people be like, oh, you're made of glass. We need to make sure that no one ever gives you like all of that kind of stuff. You want to be like, I want to be able to make this call myself. I want to be able to like know that I can do it. I think that saying I'm on antibiotics, can't drink, or just like even something as simple as like, I had a stomach bug last week. Like, I'm really can't handle that right now. Like, anyone who pries or pushes or want like that in general is usually a sign of like how they view their own relationship with alcohol, that it makes them insecure that someone else is not drinking, and or that person is like not your friend at all.
Yeah, I haven't quit drinking. I just want to be completely honest with that. I haven't completely stopped drinking, but I do not drink most of the time. So I'll have, if like I'm somewhere and I just like want to have, it used to be I needed to have a drink, and because everybody else was drinking. Now I sometimes might have a drink. I drink maybe once every 3 or 4 months or something. I was like you, like I relied on alcohol to have a good time and to have fun. And it was a good time and it was fun, but I also felt really bad afterwards, and not, like physically, yes, but also mentally. I was exhausted and I didn't like that, especially as I was like moving up in my career. I didn't want to have hangovers. I wanted to be able to think clearly and be able to do work without being sluggish. And I feel like once you've gotten over the hump of like saying no this time and saying no that time, it just becomes easier and easier. And a lot of times now, when I'm out, and I know if you've experienced this too, where you're like, I'm not drinking, then there's other people that are like, thank God, I don't want to either, or I'm not either. And like, I've been at parties before where like one person said I wasn't drinking, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not drinking either. And then like other people overheard us and they were like, oh, I don't want to drink either. And like, we were getting cute, fun drinks. And it's so easy now too. Like, everybody is doing a non-alcoholic spirits menu. So even if you're going to happy hour with your coworkers, you can get a drink that's non-alcoholic and it looks like everybody else's. So you don't have to drink to have fun, and it's not fun for you. So I think when you get in that mindset of remembering like, this is not fun for me, I can't get to what I used to be, and I never will, and I don't want to because it's not a good time, then it just becomes easier, because the mental physicality of that makes it easier.
Yeah. I mean, I second all of that. Like, I have had times where like, I'm like, oh, I don't drink. And it has gone from like a table of 10 people who are all planning to drink, realizing I'm not drinking, and then going, oh my God, perfect, we don't have to drink. And then nobody wants to drink. And it's not like oh, well, if you're not, we won't. Like, I'm never being like, oh, I have a problem with alcohol. Like, it's just, I'm like, oh, I'm not drinking. And that becomes like the new vibe change. I will say, prepare yourself for the fact that like you might not, other people might have been more interesting when you're drinking. And so there's a huge, huge shift in the kinds of things you go out and do with people. And it's not a matter of like, well, if you have to be drunk to go do something for it to be fun, I promise there are things that you enjoy doing sober. So like do the things you enjoy not doing drunk. Like there are things that like if it aids it and it's more, it makes something that you already enjoy. But there's a difference of like if it's like pulling teeth, hanging out with these people, or some people just like are not. There are some people who I love to death. They are fantastic. They drive me crazy when they're drinking. Like I'm like, I'm not going to go out with you in this way. That doesn't mean that like we're no longer friends, but like it does change like the dynamics of like when we hang out or what we do or whatever all that stuff is. And I think also for work related stuff, I think a happy hour for like a singular drink is not necessarily detrimental to people who don't feel they have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. But I do think like professionally, I would hope that it doesn't change your experience there too much, because I would really hope people are not getting like absolutely hammered. And it's like that you're like, oh my God, I cannot stand these people. Cause like, I do think that is deeply unprofessional, unless maybe like, I don't know, you work at a restaurant, like something where like that is the culture. So I don't think that like there's never any downsides to like scale back on your drinking, let alone quitting drinking. It will only make your physical health better. It will only make your mental health better. And when those are things that you are noticing are lacking, and you can see that this is part of the cause to that, even people who might be like a little like, oh, why are you not drinking? They will just see how much happier you are. They will just see how much more confident you are and all of that. And like, that is a net positive for everybody. So like do everything in your power to remove yourself from situations where you A, feel like you're being judged, and then B, feel like you are not supported in that, because there will always be people who will support you without even having to know you, without even needing to know the backstory. So trust your gut. And I'm happy for you. I think this is a very self-aware choice.
Yeah, me too. All right, we're going to take a break.
If you've ever shopped online, and let's face it, who hasn't? Chances are you've bought something from a business powered by Shopify. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkout? The one that makes buying so incredibly easy? That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes things easier, and not just for shoppers. They make it easy to start and run your business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. It gives you a leg up from day dot with hundreds of beautiful ready-to-go templates to express your brand style so you can get up and running fast. You can tackle your important tasks, from inventory to payments to analytics and more, all in one place. You can also spread your brand's word with built-in marketing and email tools built for you to find and keep new customers. And remember that iconic purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world? It's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. Your customers already know and love it. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. Shopify.com/realm. I love a multi-use beauty product, like an eye/cheek/lipstick. It makes a full face so much easier, plus you only need to bring one product along for touch-ups. And whether you're all about simple mascara and gloss, or you love to play with bold shapes and colors, you gotta have that trusty favorite you turn to for every look. Thrive Cosmetics makes certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free products you can depend on for everything from simple daily wear to show-stopping self-expression. And it's all made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high-performance and trademarked formulas, and uncompromising standards. And Thrive Cosmetics is beauty that gives back. For every product purchased, they make a donation towards 8 major causes, including social justice organizations and those impacted by cancer and homelessness. It feels good knowing that when I purchase a product, I'm also able to give back to causes that matter to me. And one product I love from Thrive Cosmetics is the Brilliant Eye Brightener. Like I said, I love a product that can have multiple uses, and the Brilliant Eye Brightener is just that. It's an eyeshadow and highlighter stick that's super blendable, and I'm slowly but surely stocking up on the 31 shades that it comes in. Try your new trusty favorites with an exclusive set for our listeners. New customers can get the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara and a mini-sized Brilliant Eye Brightener at a special set price with free shipping available at thrivecosmetics.com/thrive. Or save more with 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/thrive. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/thrive for 20% off your first order.
Experience a progressive lens engineered with AI from Essilor, powered by individual measurements of your visual behavior. A lens personalized to you by an Essilor expert. Discover Verilux XR Track and enjoy instantly sharp vision in motion and seamless transitions from near to far. Find your local Essilor expert today at Essilor.com.
We took a break and now we're back. Next up, I'm 22, almost done with college, and I've been casually seeing this guy. It's nothing serious, but I genuinely like him. We hang out, we hook up, and honestly, it's been a lot of fun. Recently, one of my best friends came out with us, and she ended up hooking up with one of his friends. Now these two are spending like all of their time together, which is totally fine by me. But what's not fine is that she keeps telling me that my guy has been talking badly about her, supposedly asking if he can hook up with her, which just doesn't make any sense. I've literally never even seen them have a conversation. When I brought it up to him, he was like, he barely knows her. And honestly, I believe him because that kind of behavior just doesn't line up with how he's treated me. Oh, this friend has always been a little competitive when it comes to relationships, I've noticed. And now she's saying that I should stop seeing this guy because she feels hurt over something that didn't even involve her directly.
What?
I'm feeling so torn right now because she's a good friend in some ways, but there's definitely a pattern here. It feels like every time I start to connect with someone, there's some kind of drama that comes out of nowhere. So what do I even do? Do I confront her about this? Do I just try to ignore it and hope it goes away? Or do I start putting some distance between us? I just really don't want this whole mess to ruin something that was actually going really well for me. Okay, so what did she say?
That the guy that the writer is seeing is trying to hook up with her.
So, but has been talking badly about her. And the bad things he's saying about writer's friend is that he wants to hook up with her?
That's what it seems like. Or maybe because she won't hook up with him and he's talking bad about her. And who is he saying these things to? Her or his friend?
And are his friend and him still friends? Because to me, I'm like, if he's hooking up with this girl who he's seemingly like they're spending all their time together, and then his best friend is like, I want to hook up with you. And then she says no. And he goes, okay, you're a fucking loser slut. And then this guy's like, still my boy. Like, yeah. If they're still friends, to me, that nulls the entire point. Like, that's a stupid lie. Like, I don't buy that for one fucking second. If she's talking about how good of a guy her guy is and like how they like are inseparable, but it's like, yeah, the only downside is like, you know, he lets his best friend talk to me like I'm a piece of trash. Like, that doesn't add up to me. I'm kind of with you that this feels a little odd.
Yeah, don't let me defend a man. And that's what this is coming to. I think she's lying. And the thing is like, if she's not lying, where's the proof? Because if they never see each other, then it would have to be in some form of messaging that would be in writing. So show me the proof. If not, when are you seeing him that he can say this?
Yeah, I would honestly, and I'm not condoning talking to a man, but I would talk to his friend and be like, hey, she told me this happened. Like,
and you're cool with it?
Yeah. Like, and like, you can come at it from like hey, I hope this isn't true, but if it is true, like, I also don't hope she's a liar, but like, why are you okay with this happening if this did happen? Because, like, to me, again, that's the biggest loose end to me. That's the part that, like, really solidifies it doesn't make any sense. Because why would you... And her being like, he's not a good guy. If the guy that she is talking to legitimately is like, don't care that my friend is treating you like shit, bitch, he's also not a good guy. So, like, this comparison, But I think if you have said, like, you've always felt that she's a bit competitive, and when it comes to dating, like, there's always something up, I say, like, listen to that instinct, especially if, if you can trace a pattern of behavior that, like, if you look back on some other things that she's told you and that you've acted on might not have been true. Because
you said that I'm feeling so torn right now because she's been a good friend in some ways. What are the ways that she hasn't been a good friend? Let's focus on those.
Yeah, well, I think what she's been doing,
not just this, there's other things going on. Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I've had a friend who, like, it was just like a control, like, it was just like, I've had actually two different ones in points of my life where it was like they were they were not interested in who I was with, but, like, they were, even if they were in a relationship, like, they were not interested in the idea that, like, I would get male attention for something that they viewed was something that they excelled in far more than me. And that is, like, sometimes, like, that kind of natural competitive thing happens. And if you've noticed a pattern of that behavior specifically, I think, like, also at, like, 22, that's, like, if this was happening in, like, your 30s, I would be like, okay, what? But, like, 22, this is behavior that, like, your friend might not have clocked. And also, bigger question, how long have you been friends? Yeah. If you've been friends since, like, high school, and, like, you can look back on being like, they got more attention from men, and, like, I didn't. I, like, blossomed later, and so she kind of fit into that role, and I was more this role. And if it's college that you just met this, and you already have enough of a history to piece together a pattern of behavior just from 4 years of college, no,
please.
That's spooky.
And you said that you're almost done with college. Might be an easy way to end a friendship really cleanly if you aren't living in the same place.
Ultimately, my advice is you talk to the guy that she's having her thing with and get that information. And then from there, decide if it's worth it to confront her. Because I think, like, if she's straight up just lying, I don't really know. For me, that's like, I'm done. Like, I don't, there's nothing to talk about. Like, I'm just, Summer, you're never going to hear from me. Never going to hear from me again. But if it's like, oh, this guy's like, yeah, he said that, but, like, whatever. He's just, then I would be like, okay, I have to talk to you about this now, being like, why the fuck are you with this loser? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I think you talk to him first, and then from there, you take your choices, I think, are little prongs. Ghost, and then tell her to dump this loser she's with.
Maybe they deserve each other.
Yeah. Weird behavior.
They like to play little games with each other.
Little games of telephone.
All right, we're going to take another break. When we get back, we'll get into Don't Blame Them.
Are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Psst, healthcare pros, word's out, and it's too good to keep quiet. Look, LinkedIn is revolutionizing job hunting, making it possible to search by specialty, shift preference, and salary. Endless scrolling is out. Whether it's a mental health therapist or dental hygienist, Finding the perfect role is faster and easier than ever. Head to linkedin.com/healthcare and start your search today.
Clorox Sentiva smells like grapefruit. Cleans like Clorox. And feels like...
Okay, we could be here all day. Try Clorox Sentiva for a trusted clean with long-lasting freshness. Also available in lavender and coconut. Use as directed.
We are back. It is time for Don't Blame Them. This is where we read or hear some advice from a listener based on a call that was on a previous episode. So they might have personal experience. They've gone through something that the original advice needer was going through, or professional advice, or they just have some additional insight that we didn't touch on that they think might be helpful. And it usually is.
Hi, Meghan and Melisa. I'm 24, she, her, and I'm calling in for Don't Blame Them. Specifically for the caller who was unsure of what to do in their life in the episode Feeling Hopeless that came out on April 3rd. I just wanted to say that I also have been dealing with a lot of these same issues, and they have been exacerbated by going back to school, doing a graduate degree, and other things. I have been diagnosed with depression, anxiety, OCD, and I think that for me, one of the best things that's helped me in terms of if you do want to get back into the gym and exercise, I think that weightlifting is really great, and that's coming from someone who was an avid runner or whose eating disorder made them an avid runner for a long time, and then I switched over to lifting weights, and that is such a good exercise because half the time you're laying down if you're bench pressing, or just between sets you're resting. So it's not as it doesn't demand your attention in the same way that I think that running does, at least not for me. I know that if you get into a bodybuilder type routine, then it might be a little different, but it's one of the best things that I've started doing in my life, and it kind of helps everything else fall into place. And so maybe just doing 3 hours a week, an hour Monday, hour Wednesday, hour Friday would really help. And because that's what's helped for me. And I know that it wouldn't help for everyone because everyone's not me, but it really helps, especially with eating disorder issues and with my OCD. And then that quells a lot of anxiety and depression that, is all cyclical. But anyway, love the pod. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Cool. Perfect. Very helpful. Incredibly helpful. I miss weightlifting exponentially, and I want to get back into it as well.
I do it and I enjoy it. I also run, but that's different. I sprint. So there's a lot of me doing the same thing, sort of sitting on the ground, waiting. I'm not running for a long time. Mm-hmm. But weightlifting is I can be doing other things. I have the TV on and I check my heart rate on my watch. If I'm doing too much, I stop and then I chill.
I think it's a perfect way to shut your brain off in a way that maintains all you can think about is mind body connect, your brain is making sure that you are not dropping these heavy weights on you. It does not have time for the other stuff. You can't really let your mind wander in that way. I think I can ingest entertainment and I can do that kind of stuff, but I can't spiral. And it's also not a workout class where it's because I'm a big fan of Pilates, but Pilates, you're in front of a mirror the whole time. There's a lot that you can, obsess over physically wise, but I enjoy Pilates reformer specifically because it's you're trying to just keep yourself upright. You're trying not to fall. Things where I'm not saying that there's a danger aspect of it, but where it is a forced mind-body connection is a really great way to shut the whatever that part of your brain, cerebral, the really spirally cerebral part of your brain off and go just back into functionality. Mm-hmm. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
And that is it for our episode. We hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a review for the podcast episode as well as for the whole show in general. We'd love to hear from you. You can call us, write in, fill out the form, send us a DM, get some advice from us, what problems you got in your life that you would like our help with. And as always, you can submit also those things for a Don't Blame Them. So maybe you have some advice for people on this specific episode. And we would love for you to, help them out as well. So please join the Patreon, join the community, hang out with us, follow us on socials, check that all out, and stay tuned for what else do we have, Melissa?
Well, before we get into all that, I do want to, go back. You said, leave reviews per episode. So I'm going to read a couple of them.
Okay.
All right. So this person, and I'll say their name later because they tell us. So glad I got to see the confusion about Wisconsin baseball in real time. If listeners want more information, check out Patreon for the live stream where I info dumped about it for a little. I still don't know why the Milwaukee Brewers were like the fourth search result, though. Also, my name is pronounced Helena, not Helena, but I totally get the confusion. There's a guy at work who just calls me Hannah instead because he can't remember my actual name. So that's always an option. That's rude. And I'm not calling you that.
No. Or we said before, we just have, that is a surprising, it's not a name that I've encountered in my everyday life, but we have at least 3 in our group, and it is either a Helena or Helena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then on the Don't Blame Me before that, never had sex with your partner, Megan, not this Megan, another Megan, said, imagine being in the shower and you hear your voice. I shouldn't be shocked, but I was. Out of curiosity, because I did both. Is it better to email the audio or upload via Instagram submission? Email it is better. Mm-hmm. So their voice was on a previous episode.
That's also so funny because, as somebody who listens to podcasts while I shower, you're committed. You're committed through ad breaks. You're committed through everything. So even if you were hey, I'm not ready to actually hear my voice right now, you're soapy. You're sudsy. You just gotta barrel on through and hear that. So hopefully that added to your shower experience.
Yes, hopefully. So tune in tomorrow for Fisting Friday, where we're just going to chat, catch up, have a little gab. Monday is But Am I Wrong? Where you write in where you might have been wrong in a situation. And then on Tuesday, we receive votes from you guys on Instagram and you share your opinions and we share them with the class. Wednesday, use that day just to catch up on any episodes you've missed or listen to your old favorite episode or a new favorite episode. Thursday, we'll be back here for Don't Blame Me.
Wonderful. We will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye. This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
I'm Amy Nicholson, the film critic for the LA Times.
And I'm Paul Scheer, an actor, writer, and director. You might know me from The League, Veep, or my non-eligible for Academy Award role in Twisters.
We love movies, and we come at them from different perspectives.
Yeah, Amy thinks that, Joe Pesci was miscast in Goodfellas, and I don't.
He's too old. Let's not forget that Paul thinks that Dune 2 is overrated.
It is.
Anyway, despite this, we come together to host Unspooled, a podcast where we talk about good movies, critical hits,
fan favorites, must-sees, and in case you missed them.
We're talking Parasite to Home Alone.
From Grease to The Dark Knight.
We've done deep dives on popcorn flicks. We've talked about why Independence Day deserves a second look.
And we've talked about horror movies, some that you've never even heard of, like Ganja and Hess.
So if you love movies like we do, come along on our cinematic adventure.
Listen to Unspooled wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget to hit the follow button.
Can you actually change your personality if you want to? How does peer pressure work, and why is it so powerful? Should you ever really trust your gut when you make a big decision? These are just a few of the topics we've recently covered on my podcast, Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and each episode of Something You Should Know covers multiple topics that are likely relevant to you. You'll discover things you can use in your life today, right now, like how to have a great conversation, how to be more courageous, the anatomy of the perfect apology, and much, much more. To date, there are over 1,000 episodes of Something You Should Know, and we've gotten over 4,000 mostly 5-star reviews. I invite you to check out Something You Should Know. Look for the bright yellow light bulb on the blue background. Something You Should Know, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Let's hang out.
I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee, and we're the co-hosts of Let's Hang Out, a show about LGBTQ representation in the media, because representation matters. Come hang out with us to talk about all of the characters that should have been gay.
Because every movie or TV show would be better if it was gay.
Listen to us interview your favorite LGBTQ actors and creators.
Elise Bauman from Carmilla.
It just reminds me of like every time a queer woman becomes single, there's like this high-pitched siren that goes out that like only other queer women can hear, and they're like, what was that? Did I just hear the bat signal? Is a queer woman single again?
So binge on Let's Hang Out wherever you listen to podcasts, and hang out with us every Monday for your weekly LGBTQ fix.
I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee. And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.